If you've been on the internet long enough, then I'm sure you've seen a lot of the stupid shit coming out of the mouths of these console fanboys. They're everywhere. It's inescapable. Anywhere you go that has anything to do with gaming, these console fanboys are always spewing their bullshit about how terrible PC gaming is and the people who play on them. Console gaming is obviously better. People who play on PlayStation or Xbox, they're the alpha males, while PC gamers are beta cucks that just sit in their mom's basement all day and do nothing with their lives. When it comes to those people, the irony has obviously escaped them because these are the same exact people that take so much time out of their day to argue over which piece of plastic is better than the other. I mean, it's pathetic. And I could say that because I used to be one of them. I used to be one of those fanboys that would constantly obsess over PC gaming. And it was just really sad. It was pathetic. And I'm sure a lot of you are thinking right now, okay, yeah, we get it. Console fanboys are fucking stupid. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Yeah, I mean, console fanboys have been around for ages. Like, what else is there to say? I get that. I mean, it definitely feels a lot like I'm beating on a dead horse when I make these types of videos about console fanboys and console peasants. Like, it's been done 20,000 times over. But even after all these years that I've seen these console fanboys, I've participated. I used to be a console fanboy myself. After all these years, I still find myself amazed at their stupidity. Like, that these people are somehow functioning members of society. I know a lot of them are children, but you have a lot of grown men in their mid-20s, their 30s, their 40s that defend their favorite piece of plastic like they're defending the honor of their mother or something. Like, if you insult the PlayStation, it's like you're insulting their mother, calling their mother a whore or whatever. Like, why are these people so defensive about a video game console of all things that you have to worry about in life? Like, video games? Really? I mean, it's gotten to a point that people are so tribalistic about their video game systems, they identify as a PlayStation gamer, an Xbox gamer, that they consider that identity, that fact that they have a PlayStation, as part of who they are as a person. Like, it's just as sacred as their religious affiliation. Like, oh yeah, I'm a Christian, I'm also a PlayStation gamer. Like, what? And if you really think about it, there is a pretty good comparison to be made between these console fanboys and religious cults. People who join a cult never fit in with society. That's the same thing with the console peasants. They're obviously missing something in their real life that they're going online and spending so much time going after people that don't share the same shitty gaming opinions that they do. And cult members also kind of separate themselves from the rest of society. Like, they consider themselves to be a distinct group of people that need to separate themselves because they're better than the rest of society. These cult members are fucking insane. I mean, everyone knows that, but these console fanboys, they're not much different. Just look at how they handled the idea of cross-platform gaming, which is something you would think that no matter what platform you play on, no matter what type of gamer you are, I mean, this is a great thing for everybody. The fact that we can play with our friends, even if they're on different platforms, they don't all have to have the same system. You don't all have to have a PlayStation to play games together. No matter what platform you're on, we're all connected. We're not separated by which type of gaming system we play on. Those barriers are finally lifted, and that's a great thing, especially with games getting more populated now. You know, you have a huge problem if you play a game on a certain platform, you can't find a lobby because they are separated between multiple platforms. It's such a great thing. You think it's something that we can all just get behind and we can all agree with and support. Cross-platform is great, isn't it? Well, according to console fanboys, cross-platform play is awful and we should not allow it. I'm sure at this point most of us have played Warzone. It's free to play. It's a pretty fun game. It's actually one of the best Battle Royales I think I've played in a long time. I know these days it's a really cool thing to hate on Battle Royale, but I love Battle Royale. I love those types of games. One of the cool features in Warzone is cross-platform. The ability for you to play a game with anybody, whether if your friend's on Xbox, if they're on PC, if they're on PlayStation, doesn't matter. You guys can all play together. But for some reason, the fanboys are really unhappy about this. Let's find out why. Call of Duty Warzone console players are turning off crossplay to escape PC cheaters. Yeah, Activision's been having a cheating problem, especially within the PC community, but they have taken strong action lately. They banned 70,000 players recently, and they're probably going to ban even more people. But the fact of the matter is, Activision wasn't prepared to implement cross-platform properly. If you go on games like Modern Warfare and Destiny 2, which are both owned by Activision Blizzard, both of those games have a huge problem where you have cheaters using aimbot on PC, and people who are connecting to them cross-play, the console players, are frustrated because they're getting shot through walls, they're dying randomly, and it has nothing to do with their skills, they're just being killed because these people are cheating in the game. I personally haven't dealt with this issue before, but I know a lot of people have, and it is a huge problem with Activision games, but there are other cross-platform games that do not have this problem. Fortnite used to have that problem, but then they fixed it. So give it time, it'll be fixed. But there are some people that take it way too far. Look, I understand the frustration, getting put in a match with a bunch of cheaters that ruin the gaming experience for you. Yeah, it's completely reasonable to be frustrated with that. But these fanboys are taking it way too far. So N4G, oh my god, that website is filled with console fanboys, especially PlayStation fanboys in particular. So let's see the top comment on that article by New Monday. Crossplay is a bad idea that only got promoted as trolling tool in console wars, and this has 124 upvotes and only 43 downvotes. I feel like it should be a lot more because that comment made absolutely no sense. Someone explained to me how a feature that brings gamers together is a tool to promote the console wars. Wouldn't it do the exact opposite because it brings people together instead of being segregated by the piece of plastic that you decide to play your games on? There's another article from N4G just talking about how Call of Duty Warzone has pretty good performance considering how a lot of people are staying at home right now and the servers are being overwhelmed, but they're still keeping up with it, which is really good because imagine if Warzone went down, like what the fuck would people do, right? But you know, this is an article that has nothing to do with crossplay. It's just talking about how the performance is good, but the fanboys still have to come in and spew their bullshit. So let's see this comment from Jin Sakai, who just so happens to have a PS5 logo as his profile picture. I wonder why. It's too bad you can't say the same about cheating introduced by Crossplay thanks to PC. Crossplay should only be available between consoles. Yeah, fuck those PC gamers. They're a bunch of no-life social rejects. They don't have friends anyway, so why do they need to play with their friends in other platforms? They don't have any friends, right? Fuck them, they don't count. They're not real gamers. Us console gamers, we're real gamers. You fanboys call PC gamers elitists? How about you take a look in the mirror? You are literally judging people and shunning people based off the platform they play on that they should not be allowed to have the same features as the console players. Like I said before, Fortnite got their shit together. Other games that have cross-platform don't have the problems that Activision are having right now. So what it really comes down to is that Activision needs to fix their fucking game. Don't blame a group of people for what's going on right now. Yeah, you have a few people in the PC community that want to cheat and they want to ruin the game experience for everybody, but the majority of PC gamers just want to play their games and have fun. Why should PC players be kicked off of Warzone or kicked off of cross-platform, whatever you want to say? Why should they be kicked out and why should they not be able to enjoy the same experience as the console players? Because Activision doesn't have proper anti-cheat measures in their game. I mean, let's be real for a second. Activision never gave a shit about the PC gaming community. With Modern Warfare, I mean, with the gameplay and everything, it feels a lot like a PC shooter compared to all the other Call of Duty games that we've had in recent years. They have failed the PC community so hard over the past few years, especially with Call of Duty, and it looks like they're really trying to fix that. But they weren't prepared, and that blame falls entirely on Activision and not an entire group of gamers that play their games on PC. That's just unfair and that's just stupid shit to say. But these console peasants aren't just attacking PC gamers, they're attacking each other also. Some of them don't even think cross-platform should exist at all, meaning that PlayStation and Xbox gamers also shouldn't be allowed to play with each other. According to Ben, crossplay was only introduced to rescue flagging Xbox servers. Miss Money saw to that. You heard it here first, guys. Cross-platform play is anti-consumer, and it's a result of Activision's greed. Well, Activision's certainly very greedy. But that has nothing to do with cross-platform play. The funny thing is, you're a Sony fanboy, obviously, because you don't think that PlayStation should play with Xbox. But the funny thing is that the whole reason why we don't have cross-platform, why we didn't have it for such a long time, had to do with Sony's greed. They didn't want cross-platform because that means that you don't have to buy the PlayStation 4 version of the game to play with your friends on the PS4, and they want you to buy the PlayStation 4 version. While Microsoft, Nintendo, and all the other gaming platforms were open to cross-platform, Sony has been very reluctant to implement it because they're greedy. They want you to have to pay $60 a year to play with your friends on PS4, and with cross-platform, that makes it much harder for them to do. So I just find it interesting that you call Activision greedy because they have cross-platform, instead of realizing Sony's greed for refusing to implement it. But I guess there's no use trying to explain logic to these mindless fanboys. They can never be saved, some of them, unfortunately. They're so far gone. It's really sad. And if you want, you can go yourself and go on N4G. Look at any article that talks about Modern Warfare or Warzone, and it's the same shit. Console fanboys begging Activision to ban PC players from cross-platform. It's just ridiculous. It's never gonna happen. Cross-platform is here to stay, including PC, and you salty fanboys are just gonna have to get over it. Cross-platform is a great thing for the gaming community. Out of all the awful shit that we've had to put up with over the past few years of the gaming industry changing, the loot boxes and everything, the cross-platform is one of the only bright spots in gaming in recent years, and I expect we're only going to see even more games implemented over time, which is great. But of course, there will always be some people that will never be happy no matter what. And I just don't understand those people. Look, no matter what platform we all play on, we're all gamers, we all enjoy video games. There's no reason for us all to be at each other's throats and go after each other. Like, we're all on the same team. Even if we play on different systems, man, it's so arbitrary. You choose a Nintendo console over a PlayStation, or you choose to play your games on your computer instead of a console. Like, why does that shit matter? I really hate fanboys.